What is up, YouTube? My name is Robbie Bright Jones and welcome to my channel. So today I'm doing a manipulation again. Yes, and today we're doing something about angels and wings and all those things. Yes, so I have a couple of backgrounds and resources here that I would like to use for the manipulation. Yeah, so without further talks, let's get into Photoshop and start away. Okay, so right now I have my workspace in place, so I'm going to drop in the first work. Just so I don't confuse you with the images, I'm going to take this folder into my secondary monitor so that it doesn't come into the way of the works. Okay, so I'm going to drop in the first work, that is the background. So I downloaded the background from unsplash.com, and here is the website unsplash.com. You can check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. Yes, so this is our image that we're going to use for the manipulation. As you can see, it passed through camera raw, so I just clicked on OK because I don't want to do anything there. Okay, so this is the image. So first off, I'll have to scale up so it fits the whole workspace that we're going to use, and I'm going to drag a little bit down. Yes, okay, then I click on enter. So I don't want the subject in the image. I don't want the lady in the yellow is it a jacket or whatever. I don't want the lady, so I'm going to remove her out of the image. Then we're going to insert our own image. Okay, so I'm going to select the lasso. This is not a lasso tool, sorry, the patch tool. Yes, but this is the lasso patch tool because definitely that's the same way as the lasso tool. Yes, so I'm going to circle around the subject because we don't want the subject in, and just like that I'm going to go around it. Yes, so after that, as you can see, the image, or how do you call it, we have it is not going to work in terms of what we see here. So unless I rasterize the image, so rasterize image, and it's done. So I'm going to click on the selection we made and drag to the right side or the left side, anywhere or how you want it to be. Yes, and so we get the alignment with the how do you call it, the stairs. I'm going to position it this way so that after it is done working, you don't see anything here that's going to let you suspect that there was an image there. Okay, so it's done now. It is very clear and we're good to go. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to use my own background for the skies. So I'm going to take out this one, the one that's already in the image right now. Yes, so I'm going to select the quick selection tool and choose the plus sign and start selecting. This should be very simple because there is not much of details in this background. So yeah, I think it's done selecting. Yes, okay, so there are some places that I don't want them to be selected as well, so I'm just going to, it's either you hold on shift or you hold on alternate. Yes, if you hold on shift, it's going to give you the plus sign. If you hold on alternate, you're going to get the the subtract sign. Yes, so I don't want, I want this side to join the place that I want to select, meaning I don't want this down part to be a part of the places that I'm not going to select. So yes, I've taken it out now, and let's look at other parts that we don't want in the selection. Yes, and this side too, I want the pointy thing over there also part of my selection. So I'm going to hold shift to bring out the plus sign thing, and I'm going to just drag, and it's going to add up to the selection. Wait, hold up, it's the minus rather, yeah, so that it adds up to the selection. Okay, it will be done very soon, then we'll move on. Okay, yeah, I think this is good. We're good to go. Okay, so after that I am going to click on Ctrl+J, yes, to duplicate the background, or it's either you just select the lasso tool, right click in the selection and click on layer via cut. With that, when you do that, let me put this way. When you do that, you still have the background in place, so you can toggle it off and on anytime you want. Yes, so that's the main reason why I used the layer via cut in it. Okay, so after doing this, we're going to bring in the background. So the first background I want to use is like a war field type of image. Yeah, it's like a war field where there's been a lot of wars and stuff. Yes, this is the image. So I'm going to click on enter to bring the image into our workspace. Yes, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take off the selection that I did. Then I am going to place the Warfield image behind the tower. This is what I'm going to do. Yes, then scale it up a bit like this. And most importantly, you guys should note, whenever you're starting a manipulation, when it turns out to be like this, you should know that you're just moving forward. It's a process type of thing, so you just have to follow it. Okay, so I've scaled it up to my satisfaction. I am going to lock it, then bring in the second image. So I have a dark cloud image that I'm going to bring in here. It is very dark, something like a storm type of thing. Yes, something like this. So I'm going to hit enter and just scale it up to fit where I want it to be. So the main reason why I'm just bringing the images in is because I'm going to use color balance for the color grading, so it's going to affect all the backgrounds that I bring in. Yeah, okay, so after bringing the image in, I'm going to rasterize the image and clean the lower part. I'm going to clean the lower part here because I don't want it in. So this is how it's going to be. You just open up the brush as wide as you want it to be, then you just brush till the end. So that's what I have done now. Yeah, and the main reason why we open the brush up is we just want to get a little bit of feathering at the edge of the image. You see, as I wiped the image off, it is looking very cool because of the feathering that I used. Yeah, so with that being said, or with that being done, I'm going to go ahead and add the color balance. Okay, so I would want the color balance to work on top of these three backgrounds, or these three things I've brought in. So I'm going to select the first one, click and choose color balance. Okay, so I'm looking at like a red yellow type of feel. So with the midtones, I'm going to go in with more yellow, a bit of red, yes, for the midtones. Then we move on to the shadows. So for the shadows too, I'll go in with more red and a bit of yellow because this is the actual feel that I want to have. Like, I don't know how to put it, but something like the sky is on fire or something. Yeah. Then for the magenta, I don't know, I'm not really sure it's going to contribute to what I want, but then just a little bit won't hurt. And for the highlights too, very small details in the yellow and very small in the red. Then we're good to go. Okay, so with that being said, or with that being done, we are done with the color balance. So let's move on. What I want to actually do is, I want this, you see there's this source of light here. I'm going to put a light bulb there, so it's going to feel like this source of light at this point is very bright, that it is just throwing all over the image. So let me bring in my light bulb, and it's very, very, very helpful. I'll be using it for a long time. It helps me in whatever I want. So after it's done, just click on OK and it opens up. So I'm going to scale it up and place it to where I want the light bulb to work. And this is how the light bulb works. After you've brought it into Photoshop, you'd have to rasterize first. Then after that, you're going to set the blend mode to screen. Yes, after setting the blend mode to screen, you're going to move on to filter and to blur and to Gaussian blur. Just add a little bit of Gaussian blur to the light bulb. Yes, so the Gaussian blur basically takes away the details in the light bulb. Yeah, you see there were some few details in the light bulb. So after that, you're just going to click on OK and you're done. So I want more of the light bulb, so I'm just going to scale like that, and yes. So now we have the light bulb, or the light source, coming off from where the actual light is right now. Okay, So let me add something to this also. I want the edges of the tower to feel like to have this type of, I don't know, like some light feel coming out of it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a new layer on top of that tower. Then I'm going to clip, that is Control Alternate J, into the tower. I'm going to select my brush, select white. At this point, I'm not sure we're going to have like a pure white because I created the layer under the color balance, so probably you're going to get something different. Okay, I think we had what we want. Okay, so this is the type of feel I want to go in for. I want like a white thing going on around the tower. Yeah, something like this. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I just feel like doing it. Yeah, I mean, you need to let your instincts work out too for you at times. Okay, so it's done now. It is very cool at this point, and I love it. Yes. So after that, I think our cloud over there is very deep to my liking, so I've reduced the opacity to 61%, and I think it's cool at this point. Yeah, so after I'm done with this, I have how do you call it, spotlights. Yeah, I'm pretty sure for spotlight I've been talking about spotlights over and over and over and over again. Yeah, so I'm moving on to my folders here on my secondary monitor, which you guys can't see, to select my spotlight and bring it into the artwork. The main reason why I'm bringing the spotlight in is because I'm about to add how do you call it, an image, like a subject into the artwork, and I want the attention to be drawn to the subject. So that's why I'm bringing in the spotlight. So the spotlight is mainly for the tower here, so I'm going to drag it into the tower so that the details coming off from the tower, or like how bright and highlighted the tower is going to reduce a bit. Yes, something like this is cool. So at this point, let me reduce the opacity for the light I created around the tower too. Then I'm going to lock it. So at this point, I'm going to bring in my subject. So it's a lady. Basically, it's a lady in heels with some braids. She's in this very nice suit. Yeah, something like this. This is how it looks. It's very nice. I've already taken the background. Yes. So I'm just going to bring it into the artwork real quick. So the main reason why it doesn't pass through camera raw is because it's in a PNG form, and PNGs don't work in camera raw unless you're just going to import it into the plugin. Yes. So after the image is done, I'm going to go closer and get some shadows underneath her, but I think I'll have to place her at this side and reduce the size of her image a bit. Yeah, this is cool. Then I don't know why I went for this image, but then I think it's going to suit the wings type of thing I want to do. So I've created a new layer under the image. I'm choosing black as my foreground color, and I'm going to brush under the hue and scale it up or position it as I want it to be. I want us to have the feel like she's standing there. That is the main aim of what we're doing here. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate the shadow again, take it back and reduce it just a little bit. Yes. Okay, I'm going to duplicate both shadows that I created and take them to the other leg. Yeah, so after that I'm going to merge all of them together. That is the whole shadow thing. Duplicate again and reduce the opacity a bit for it so that we get that type of feel that we are really on the scene. Yeah, we are on the scene of the fiery cloud. Okay, so I'm done with that. So after that, this is where the magic comes in. I'm actually going to make changes to the image. I'm taking it into camera raw and adding some few touch-ups to it. And I don't want to give the same details or the same color balance I used for the background. So I'm just going to add some touch-ups here, transform it into black and white, and add a few color grade to it. Okay, So the highlights are going to come in because at this point we want more highlights, and the shadows too are going to come in because I feel like I should do that. Contrast too will come in. Yeah, I think the contrast is going to come in, and the blacks will go back a little bit to give us more of the necks and under the shirts. Clarity too will come in a bit to give us that type of HDR feel. Texture also, and a bit of exposure because at this point we need it. Then move on to the detail, and for the detail I'm going to bring the sharpening forward, hold alternate and drag the masking to know where the sharpening is affecting, and I think this is cool. Then for the noise reduction, I don't want any noise reduction, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Move on to color mixer and reduce the oranges, reduce the reds, and give it more yellow. Yes, more yellow. For the aqua, I don't know, let me add a bit of aqua and see, and greens, blues. Cool. I think at this point I'm cool with what I have now. So you don't see much of reds in the image because that is what I want to get. So after this, I'm just going to click on OK. Then the effect we just created is going to overlay on what we have here. Yes. So let's wait and see. Okay, now it's done, and it's very, very cool at this point. So judging by looking at what we have down here, you see the shadow is having this black. It is very black, and I'm not feeling it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to merge both shadows, then drag the color balance onto the shadow and just clip it in. Wait, that didn't work. It didn't work, guys. It didn't work. Or what if, let me see, because at this point I just want to change the color of the shadow because the black is not really working for me. Or okay, let me leave it like this. Let me leave it like this. Okay, let's move on. So I have a few glow ups here that I want to use, that is ray of light, and I'll bring one in very soon, and I'm about to position one behind the subject that is right at her back. This is the ray of light I'm talking about. I'm going to position it behind her. Yes, because we want to get the feel like, she's the center of the artwork and she's the one glowing up at the moment. That's what we want. It's as simple as anything. This is what I want it to be. Okay, so it is looking pure white now, but I want to give that type of yellowish effect on the background to it so that we get the you have the idea. Yes, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to add the color balance this time around. Nothing added to the color balance, like no effect. Then I'm going to pen it into the ray of light we brought in, then start dragging through to see if we're going to get any changes in the yellow. I just want to see something different in the yellow. I'm not really sure if it's going to work because white, it doesn't work out. There's another option though. Create a new layer on top of the ray of light. Hold Control and click on the thumbnail there, then change the color of the foreground. So I'm going to choose the yellow that I want to use, this yellow. Then we're going to choose the paint bucket and just drop into the new layer. Yes, so after dropping it into the new layer, you have to reduce opacity or cycle through the blend modes to see what you get afterwards. I think this is cool. I love this because it doesn't give you the pure white type of feel, so I'm going to go with this guy. So after that I'm going to lock both of them, but I don't want them coming into my way. Very nice. So now let's move on to the next thing. So I'm going to bring in the wings into the artwork at this point and see how it's going to fare out, because yes, this is the wing. And actually, when I was downloading it, it had the title as Demon Wings or something. If you can see here, it says Demon Wings. But then I don't really think it has this demon vibes to me. Okay, so I've positioned the wings at the back of the image, and at this point it's cool. I love it. Except, let me flip horizontally and see how this is going to feel too. No, this is not okay. Hold control, drag to the side, hold the upper part, drag to the side and see. Nah, I think I'd appreciate it looking this way. Yeah. So after bringing in the wings, we'll have to take it into Camera Raw and add a few touch-ups to it, because I mean, yeah, Camera Raw is our main thing here. Everybody loves Camera Raw. I love Camera Raw. Yeah. So I'm bringing it in, zoom in a bit, a little bit of highlights, shadows, black, not much of the black, contrast just a bit, exposure backwards or forwards, something like this is cool. That's cool. And clarity, texture, and okay. Yes, so I'm about to put the wings on glow. I want it to glow at the edges. Nice. I love this. Camera Raw is the best, I must say. Okay, so the glow that I want it to be a yellow glow. So we're going to head into the effects and select outer glow and change the color. It is red now. We don't want red. We're just going to go in for the yellow that we want. This is the yellow that I want. So after that, I'm going to take up the size and also the spread, because the spread is actually the main thing here. Yes, if you do anything, if you're going to slide the size way up and your spread is way low, you don't really get much of the effect coming on the glow side. So a little bit of noise, because why not? More size and more spread, and hit on OK. Nice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have that feel now. So we are left with one thing. We are left with something realistic, because the wing is glowing at this point, so we should get parts of the subject also glowing with the yellow type of thing. So I'm going to create a new layer on top of the subject. Control Alt J to clip it in. We have our yellow here, and I'm just going to brush on the highlights. So brush a bit on this. Wait, what did I choose? Brush, yeah. But then I have to reduce opacity to 78% is cool. Brush on this size. Yes, the main reason why we are brushing is because the wings are glowing, and we want the subject to experience the glow happening to the wing. That's why we are doing this to the subject at this point. Yeah. Let me clean this side. That is the eraser. I want to clean this part a bit because it's too much. Yes. And on this side too, and on this side too. Don't get no ideas, I'm just doing my work. And on this side, sorry, and no, on the other trouser, I mean, yeah, on this side too. Yes. Okay, so after that we're going to cycle through the blend mode to see what we're going to get. Yeah, so we have normal here, dissolve, darken, multiply, color blend, just keep going. I think this is cool. I'll settle for screen. And first, am I saying first? Last thing I have to do is bring in my bulb. You see the light bulb that I used, I'm going to position another one right close here to also get the type of effect that I want. So I'm going to duplicate. I've duplicated already, reduce the size a bit and just drag it into the area of the subject. The main reason why it's not showing right now is because we are at the back or we are below the subject. So I'm going to take the whole layer on top, and it's on top now. I'm pretty sure you can see because yes, the light bulb really works. I'll make sure to upload the whole resources and leave a link in the description so you guys can get it. Yeah, so I think we are good to go. I'm going to lock this, and yeah, this is fine, this is cool. I don't know if there's anything I'd like to add, but I have a few sparks here. That I want to add Yes. And for the sparks, there's this magic you need to just set it to screen instead of doing anything else to it. Set it to screen and you're good to go. So I'm going to position the sparks at the edge here, because why not? We just want to get something different. Yeah, and I'm going to duplicate it and reduce the size, take it near the subject, flip horizontal for it because we want to get a bit or like some few difference in it, and reduce the size for it. Yes, I have a deeper, like a more intense spark here. This guy, set to screen, and we're going to position this guy at the other edge and make sure he's far gone. Okay, so after doing this, I'm going to rasterize, and we want to get the effect that, I mean, this type of spark is far away, or like it is very close to the camera. So I'm going to go to filter, to blur, and to Gaussian blur, and just a little bit of Gaussian blur to the spark to have the feel that it's near the camera, and we're good to go. Yes. So I don't know at this point. I don't know what to add to the work again. I just don't know. But I love what we have here. It is cool. It is nice. We have some details on the subject, but still I'm not feeling how the feet of the subject is positioned. So I'm going to create a new layer on top of the subject, clip it in as well, and sample the colors on the floor. This is what we have. Then I'm going to brush over the legs, then after that reduce opacity for it. So we are in now. I'm just going to reduce opacity for it, and yeah, I don't know if this is cool. What if I brush black there instead of that color I used? Let me brush black there rather. For the black, I can do whatever I want with it. So I just brushed black there. I'm going to clip into the subject and reduce the opacity. Yeah, this is cool. I think this is cool. For a while back, I was doing much of these manipulations, but I stopped for some reasons where I had too much work coming in. Yeah, so at this point, I think what we have here is cool, and I might call it a day or something. But I just duplicated the color balance, and the color was too red for my eyes, so I'm going to duplicate again and reduce the opacity for the first one. So yeah, something like this. Okay, that is cool. Okay, so guys, that'll be it for now. What if I add some text? Let me add like Angel Beauty or something. Guys, I really need to do well with the names, because the names, or Angelic Beauty. Yeah, Angelic Beauty does it. Angelic Beauty. So Angelic, at this point, I'm going to go in for the same font I used the last time for the Ninja artwork. That's Go Bold, because the A in the Go Bold doesn't have any striking bar, and I love it because it's cool. Yes. So after using the Angelic text, I'm going to italize it and scale it up a bit, then drag and duplicate and add the Angelic Beauty. That's the beauty. So Angelic Beauty, and I'm going to reduce the size for that and position it right under this guy. Yes, on top of it, or to have this feel like the text is part of the artwork, I'm going to position the text under the tower. I don't know how it's going to look, but let's see. Under the tower. So where's the tower? Okay, this is the tower. And yeah, so guys, I think it's cool now. We have a nice work here, and we used like 30 minutes for this whole thing. Yeah, so that'll be it for today, guys. I don't know if you learned something from this. I'm pretty sure you did. Yeah, so you can leave me a comment in the comment section, ask me any question, and if you have any correction that you think I should have done, or if you have any suggestion that you think I should have done, just let me know. Yeah, let me know so that I get to do something about it. Okay, so thank you guys. Kindly subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.